Yeah, I just wanted to also I just wanted to make a new video, hopefully quick, because I got some stuff to do and all that. But I just wanted to make a quick video about just some things. Nothing. It doesn't really have a specific title or anything like that. But it's just about like if you woke up today, which obviously if you hear you heard my voice, you woke up. I mean, people that woke up today in this world, whether they're in a relationship with God or not, he woke us up for a reason. God could have just sit there and pulled your card anytime you want. God could sit there and pull your card while you're watching this video. Like, if you think that you're owed the next 2 seconds of life, well, you're sorely wrong. I mean, again, I've had, you know, friends who've died young. Some in horrible ways, others, well, most in not so good ways, but some in, I guess you would have to say peaceful. I don't know, whatever. But death doesn't have an age. It doesn't have a name. It just, when it's time, it's time. But look, if you woke up today, just understand that nothing is owed to you or me or anyone else. So, and I speak this because again, I know, I'm speaking not obviously not from personal experience, but the experience of other people. Again, I've had friends who, dude, I mean, how does somebody die that young? Like, come on, man, really? And then just the ways that some of these people died, man, like it's just crazy. It just goes to show me, at least. And then if you Google, you see a lot of young kids with brain cancer. Like, come on, dude, you know, like stop telling people that they have their whole lives ahead of them. Because what if they don't? You know. But anyways, I mean, maybe they do, but you know what? Maybe they don't. So what I'm trying to say is, like, if you woke up today, well, those that did wake up today, you know, God has a, God. I'm trying to think how to put this. If you woke up today, those that woke up today, God has a plan for everybody. I mean, but the thing is most people don't really roll with that plan. Most people want to go their own way and do their own thing. It's in us. We're fallen people. We're prideful people. So it's just in us to want to go our own way. But I just want to say, come Judgment Day, and again, I'm not a fear monger at all, like at all. But I'm just saying, like, God, let's say God gives you 30 years, 40 years, 50 years, 80 years, I don't know, 90 years, 100 years. Some, there's more and more people that are living past 100 nowadays. But I mean, let's face it, if you hit 90, you're basically a raisin anyways, man, really. But I mean, let's say you're lucky enough to live a healthy 90 something years. You know, come Judgment Day, you're gonna have to stand in front of God. And my God is your God, is everybody's God. There's one God, you know. So it is what it is. But again, look, believe whatever you want to. But when we face God one day, you know, there's not going to be any questions, or there's not going to. I mean, see, the thing is that people can live down here, with full, full of excuses, and just live their lives based on lies. You can lie to people, but you can't lie to God. God knows the truth. See, you might be able to lie to me. I mean, I'm pretty good at figuring out people who are lying anyways, but I'm not perfect. But you know what? God is. Like, you can lie to people, but you can't lie to God. There's no such thing as going up, on Judgment Day and saying, well, I'm going to lie to God. You can't do that. God gave you X amount of years, and the reason he gives you X amount of years is so you have no excuse. So again, do whatever you want to do. But I just wanted to say that, we were put here to, love one another. And first and foremost, I mean, like, the reason you woke up today and you're watching this video is because whether you realize it or not, your life has a purpose. God has a calling on your life. And, but you don't see it because, odds are you probably don't see it because you're part of the population that just wants to do their own thing. You don't want to fully submit to God. And again, it's a process. Look, you're not going to do it overnight. But you don't, like, somebody who's not fully submitted to God, God can't use that person. Because when God says go right, you have to go right, even if it looks like a dead end trap. Really. I mean, read the Bible. You know, God told people, God told a lot of people to go places, and it seemed like a dead end trap. But in reality, you know, it might have even seemed that way once they got there, and they might have had to go through some things once they got there. But at the end of the day, that trap door, it ended up opening, and when it opened, that person walked through the trap door, and everything was so much better than it was before they walked in. So, you know, God has a plan for your life, a calling on your life, no matter who you are, what you think. Your life has purpose. But the only way to find out who you really are is stop trying to find yourself. You never find yourself because you're a fallen person. You're basically, I mean, trying to find yourself. You ever hear somebody say that? I'm just trying to find myself. You can't find yourself. You can't go on Dr. Phil and have him send you to some to some, you know, rehabilitation center, and, you know, the best they have, you know, the best this planet has to offer, and have them help you find yourself. You can't go to, you know, some therapist. You can't talk to your best friend. You can't talk to your mother or your father, or even talk to yourself, and you know, because you're a fallen person. You don't know who you really are. You're a product of this world. This world is a toilet bowl full of filth and dirt, and all the stuff that Hollywood wants to push on people, you know, making them feel bad because they look a certain way, or they don't dress a certain way, or they talk a certain way, or, you know, their hair's a little bit, you know, too brown or too black or too red, or, you know, they have, you know, too much of this and not enough of that, or this one over here is better than me because he's got this, and this person's like, it's just, you know, I mean, our brains are so twisted and mangled, and it's just like, dude, we're walking around, and, you know, life has got a stranglehold on all of us, and we're all walking around with our heads down to the ground thinking that everybody's better than us, you know? I mean, really. So, but we weren't created for that. We were created to, you know, live for God, first of all, you know. Second of all, we were called to love God with our minds, body, soul, spirit, everything. Like I said before, God doesn't just want 99.999% of you. He wants all of you. And that means you, whoever you are. I don't care what you believe in. There's a God, and he wants you, and you have a purpose on your life. You never have to roll up out of bed every day and think, why am I here? Life is so pointless. I mean, I just go to work every day and hang out with the same people, and really, I mean, come on, man. Life has a purpose. You actually have a calling on your life. Now, does that calling mean you're gonna, like, the word calling seems so powerful and so impactful? Like, people think a calling, whoa, that's just like, look, it could be something minute, or it could be something major. But you know what? Your life has purpose. You have purpose. You have purpose. Your brothers have purpose. Your sisters, your aunts, your uncles, your mothers, your fathers, your grandmas. Everyone has a purpose and a calling in life. Everyone has a destiny. Everyone has a, you know, and I'm not talking about some mystical soulmate destiny where there's one, you know, the word soulmate isn't even in the Bible. It's not even like, dude, it's New Age stuff. I mean, if you do history on that, really, man, I mean, there's certain verses in the Bible that New Agers like to take and kind of twist and, you know, kind of fit their mold, kind of like there's a couple of verses that talk about, I think it's David and somebody else, kind of like their souls knitting as one. All that means is that they loved one another. They had, you know, they became very, very close. And, you know, other, you know, kind of like, I don't know how true this is. I've never heard a homosexual ever even mention this verse personally, but I've heard that some, you know, homosexuals like to, you know, use that verse and say, see, you know, it's their homosexuality is in the Bible, and it's also condoned by God. No, that's not what it means, man. Those guys were not gay, and they definitely weren't soulmates. What, you know, they just had a close bond, kind of like, you know, kind of like nowadays what we call a bromance or whatever, as long as the two bros aren't, you know, they're just keeping it, you know, they're keeping it cool. They're not sitting there touching, rubbing on one another, as long as it's a legitimate, you know, it was just a close friendship, man. Like, you ever meet I mean, imagine you're in school, the best friend you have now is your best friend forever. Like, literally. I mean, it's just like, it's cliche to say that, But imagine the best friend, whoever he or she is. You know, it could be your brother, your sister, really. It could be. But let's say, you're not related to this person, and that person is your best friend. You guys are just best friends for the rest of your life. Period. Like, legitimately, like, best friends for till one of you clocks out. Really. That's what those verses mean. That means nothing of the sort. Nothing has to do. I mean, you could take a lot of verses out of the Bible and twist them and turn them and make them sound very legitimate. Like, whoa, maybe that's what that means. No, that's why it's important to ask God for guidance and discernment, and study it and really break it down and do research on it. Just don't take don't take a verse like that and just say, see, two guys are knitted together, or over here, see, there's such thing as soulmates. No, do your research, do the background on it, man. No, absolutely not. Is there one person for everyone out there? Like, I don't think so. I'm not saying everything that happens is in the Bible, but if it were like that, then why do some people remain single for their whole entire life, really, without any really close friendships? You ever think about that? You ever meet people that are older people, and they don't have anyone? They don't have any kids. They don't have any real husbands and wives. They're just, real good, solid friendships. Really, there's a lot of people out there like that. I mean, just look at things logical. Now, do you believe in soulmates? Come on, man, really. I mean, so I don't know. I mean, I'm just kind of tailing off because I thought it was very, very, very important for me to, bring that up, because really, no one in the Bible doesn't ever speak of soulmates. But, what I was saying was, we're put here to love God with all of us. Number two, we're put here to love one another. And then we're put here to put people above ourselves. Now, it doesn't mean to be a doormat to anyone. Never let anyone talk wrong to you, or, put their hands on you. Stick up for yourself. Stick up for yourself, of course. But that's not what I'm saying. You can put people above you, but at the same time, still keep your self-respect, and I understand there's a lot of people out there. Trust me, I know what it's like, because I'm a nice dude, man. I'm a nice guy. I really am a nice guy. And the world has a funny way of, really looking at nice people as weak people. And that just, like, I don't know, dude. Like, I mean, are you serious? I mean, I'm a nice dude. Nothing about me is weak, So the world can, kind of take a turn for the worst, but it's just because people are ignorant, And I think all of us have a little bit of that in us. Like, when we meet somebody who's overly nice, we don't really know how to take it, because you know what? There are weak people out there. There are people out there who just, I mean, if you sneeze the wrong way, these people curl up in a ball in a corner. And it's sad. Those people, people need help. You shouldn't take advantage of those people. But when you're a nice person, instead of society saying, well, hey, maybe this person's just a genuinely nice person, but then they try to test you and test you and test you. And then, so just, never let anybody talk bad about you or anything. Be a nice person, but, whatever. So do whatever you want to do. I'm just saying that's why we were put here. And, God woke you up today. And that's, really what life is all about. Number one, to love God with all of us, not just 99.999999% of us, all of us, 100%, all of us. Number two, to love your neighbor. Now, with that being said, I'm not just talking about doing nice things for people who you don't know. Anybody can do something nice for somebody that they don't know. I mentioned this in one of my last videos yesterday. I don't even know if I uploaded it. I think I might have deleted that one. So I'll mention it again just in case. I mean, it's so easy to just do stuff, and I'm not trying to downplay stuff. I mean, of course, do things for anybody who needs help, or if you just want to be nice to somebody, of course. I mean, but what I'm saying is it's easier to love on people who you don't even know. Like, these people, you don't even know these people. These people, I mean, you'll see them for a couple seconds, and then just that's it. These people don't even have you. These people aren't even in your life long enough to hurt.